You run out of stash space in Tarkov pretty quickly. Guns are big, the stash is small, and before you know it, you're out of room. And weapon cases are just expensive, but they don't have to be. I'm gonna show you guys all the different ways you can get a weapons case in your stash, the things that players do wrong, and how you can get a weapons case for 1 million rubles. Let's get into it. So if I had to guess, unless you're rich in Tarkov, your stash probably looks something a little bit like this. And if it does, all you need is a weapons case. This is a case where you can put all of your weapons and you can save some of your stash space. With a weapons case, you can hold up to 10 guns and clear them out of your stash, and the weapons case only takes up the space of about 2 guns. But there's a few different ways that you can get it. You can either go to the flea market and buy it for 4 million rubles, close the video, and you don't have to watch anymore. If you don't have 4 million rubles, there's a few different bartering options. The first barter option that people are going to run across is going to be this level 2 mechanic barter, and it's going to be 10 bitcoins. Now there's a few issues I have with this mechanic level 2 barter, and it also seems to be the most common barter that new players tend to lean towards because it's the first earliest available weapons case that they have. First of all, you're wasting your rubles because this barter right here cost about 3 times as much as the next barter I'm going to show you. 1 Bitcoin in Tarkov is worth about 360,000 rubles, but we'll say 340,000 just to stay on the safe side. At 340,000 rubles per Bitcoin, you're spending 3.4 million value on this weapons case. That's almost as expensive as just buying it outright off the flea market. Also, the way that a lot of players try to complete this barter is they try to do this one here to get their bitcoins. They try to do the 2 Tetris and 2 green battery barter for the bitcoins, which as you can see now is usually out of stock, and it's just a lot of wasted time trying to farm these bitcoins from Mechanic. And in reality, if you just spend your time trying to level Mechanic up versus trying to purchase these bitcoins, at Mechanic level 3, he has another barter for the weapons case, which is significantly cheaper in value than 10 bitcoins. This barter is going to be 8 motors, 15 wires, 4 broken LCDs, and 1 ASA. So 8 motors is going to be about 100 to 105,000 rubles per motor. So we'll just say 800,000 rubles for 8 motors. Your 15 wires is going to be about 10,000 rubles a piece. So that's 150,000 rubles. So that brings you up to about 950,000 rubles. 4 LCD screens is going to cost you 12 to 15,000 rubles a piece. So either way, you're talking like 60,000 rubles-ish, which is putting you right at 1 million rubles, plus this ASA, which is going to cost you 115,000 rubles. So it's going to cost you about 1.1 million rubles to do this mechanic level 3 barter. If you reflect that back to the mechanic level 2 barter, 10 bitcoins is worth about 3.5 million rubles. If you suck at math, if you keep your 10 bitcoins, which are worth about 3.5 million rubles, and you just sell them to therapists, you can afford 3 weapons cases through the mechanic level 3 barter. So this barter here is by far going to be the worst one that you can do. And this mechanic level 3 barter here is going to be the cheapest way you can get a weapons case. But let's say that the mechanic barter is not available, or the flea market prices are inflated and you don't have the rubles to buy all of the mechanic stuff. At Jaeger level 4, there's another weapons case barter that becomes available, and it is 5 pistol cases and 5 of these blue fuel cans. The 5 pistol cases is going to be about 250,000 rubles a piece, so 1.2 million rubles total to buy 5 of them, plus the 5 fuels that you need to buy, which is about 100,000 rubles a piece, so 1.2 mil plus 500,000 for 5 fuel tanks. For 1.7 million rubles, you can do the Jaeger level 4 trade for the weapons case. Again, still a lot cheaper than trading your bitcoins for a weapons case. But maybe you don't have Jaeger leveled up to 4 yet. So we're going to drop back here to Skier, who also has a level 4 trade for the weapons case. This trade is going to be almost as expensive as just buying the weapons case off the flea, but it will save you a little bit of money. So 10 moonshines, if we look up the price of these, that's 275,000 rubles a piece. So roughly 2.7 mil for 10 moonshines. And then you're going to get 10 vodkas, which is another 20,000 rubles a piece, so another 200k, which is going to bring your grand total up to 2.9 mil. And then 5 slickers, which isn't even worth talking about. It's going to be like 50k. So roughly 2.9 to 3 mil if you go with the Skier level 4 barter. And now we're going to break down the numbers on how this will save you a lot of rubles in the long run. I'm talking about THICC weapons cases. So as you can see, at Jaeger level 4, you have the option to barter for a THICC weapons case, and it's going to be 2 weapons cases, 4 ammo cases, and 10 imparts. If you do this barter right here, You are spending 3.4 million rubles worth of Bitcoins times 2 to get your 2 weapons cases. So essentially 6.8 million rubles that you have in weapons cases. You've still got to buy 4 ammo cases, which is going to be about 500,000 rubles if you buy them on the flea. Obviously, there are some mechanic trades if you can get those. We'll just use this one for the example. Just pretend that you can buy this ammo case from Mechanic for 200,000 rubles. 4 ammo cases from Mechanic is going to cost you 800,000 rubles. So you've got your 6.8 million that you've spent on your weapons cases instead of selling your Bitcoins. Then you've got your 800,000 rubles that you've spent on your ammo cases. This is already bringing you up to 7.6 million rubles for a THICC weapons case, and you still have to buy 10 imparts. 10 imparts is going to be about 15,000 rubles a piece, so about 150,000 rubles total. Either way, you've spent over 7 million rubles for a THICC case, all because you chose to do the Bitcoin barter for your weapons cases. So we go back to Mechanic level 3, where this barter for the motors and the wires and the LCD and the ASA only cost us 1.1 million rubles. Now back to the Jaeger barter, 1.1 million rubles per weapons case. You have 2 of them, so you have 2.2 million rubles. The ammo cases cost you 800,000 rubles, so we're up to 3 million rubles, and then about 150k for the impart, so about 3.1 million rubles, and you've got a THICC weapons case. If you guys haven't caught the drift yet, you can save about 2 million rubles by not turning your Bitcoins in for weapons cases. And then later in the wipe, when you're ready to get a THICC case, you actually save about 4 million rubles if you don't buy your weapons cases with Bitcoins. Bitcoins are at a value right now where they are worth more than what you can barter them for, so I would advise just selling them to therapists and then buying what you need off the flea market. It's just simply not worth spending your Bitcoins on weapons cases. Either way, I hope I helped some of you guys from spending too many rubles on a weapons case or just spending your Bitcoins because it's the first weapons case you have available to you. Just level Mechanic up a little bit more, get them up to level 3, and then buy your weapons case there. You'll save a ton of rubles in the long run. If this helps some of you guys out, leave a like. If you like my content or you like this video or you like videos like this, maybe leave a subscribe. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, baby.